Hi everybody, welcome back to those who've been hanging with me a while, and welcome to all of those who are new to my channel. I'm Adele Levine, intuitive and medium, and yes, I am getting all kitschy, don't worry. These are not going to be flashing the whole time, but I love all that kind of kitschy stuff, as you know, if you've been following me a while. Ringing phones from beyond at Halloween and like light necklaces and stuff. However, I'm going to do a magic trick and I'm going to quickly make all the flashing lights disappear so you do not get a headache watching this video. Okay, so speaking of magic with a K, today we're going to kind of dive into another realm that I can thank my co-host and really great friend on our podcast, The Witch and the Medium, for outing me on things that I do. And one of them is I do magic candles, but I do them a little differently. So I'm going to say this up front. If you're looking for the moon phases and the different colors to use and the different correct sigils to use on those types of things, it's not the way I do candles. Like everything I do, if you've been following me for a while, if not, you'll see it's consistent if you take a look at my videos. Everything I do kind of comes from an intuitive, the other realm place. So for instance, I actually used to get candles done by an amazing high priestess who I have such high respect for and love dearly. I say love, she's no longer with us, but to me, I still am, I still hear her and see her. And I used to get them done by her, and she said, you know what, you have this energy inside you, you have these types of knowledge inside you, just go ahead and go for it. And I was like, well, I don't know the moon phases and the correct sigils, and I'm not a great drawer, and you'll see on my candles. So, you know, I was very concerned about, you know, is this going to be appropriate and okay? So if you're looking for all that stuff, then go ahead and go to Mystic Dylan Instagram. He is the one who is really good at teaching about the moon phases and the days you do things and what types of symbols to use. Mine comes from, I'm going to show you how, if you want to do them from like just pulling something from inside you and putting the energy into the candle. The way I see it is, and when she said that to me, I went home and did it, and I used to sell them a lot, but it's a lot for me because when I do them, I'm like really feeling it out and going, this is the time. So when I used to send these out, sometimes it would take a long time for me to get to it, not because I didn't want to, because it just didn't feel right. And that's just kind of how I do them. Like, okay, this feels right now, the energy's now, put the energy, and I see it as like putting the energy into the candle and seeing it like a firecracker, so that when you burn it, all that energy is popping out. So that's how I'm going to do it. And so anybody who's going to comment and say, this is how you're supposed to, I already beat you to the punch. I already know. Believe me, I've been around tons and tons of witches, so I'm quite aware. And one of the most respected people I love and talk to on the other side, who was an amazing high priestess, which gave me the permission, or kind of pushed me and nudged me along to kind of just do this for myself. So I do them a lot for myself, and I do them for other people who are close to and when needed and such. Okay. So we're going to get right to it. When next time you see me, I'm going to be showing you all that I have laid out here. Also, you also might be seeing me holding on to this little teacup, but I am not drinking tea. I'm not about drinking tea right now. Pretty much I'm more coffee. I drink coffee. I just love cups and mugs and things like that. And this was just something kind of hereditary and passed down that I was like, oh, I haven't pulled this out in a while, and there's lemonade in here. So anyway, all right, so we're gonna get to it. We're going to get to making some magic candles. Hey everybody, so okay, so here's my candles, and I'll get to my oils and the things. I like to use beeswax candles. Beeswax candles to me are just amazing. I'm smelling them because they smell amazing. Beeswax is a very magical property. Mostly, as you know, bees are, you know, have this energy of making the world go round, planting everything, plenishing everything we need. So there is something extremely awesome about their energy. Today, actually, while I was driving, a bee landed on my windshield and just stayed there. And I was like, okay, so in the middle of traffic, this bee is just gonna like sit here, and maybe perhaps it's approving of this message. And the cats are out. This isn't beeswax, this is just a really good quality candle. I want to stress to you that I know that you can spend a little bit more on candles, of course. However, if you just need to get to a dollar store and get a candle, I'm telling you, it's about the intention you're putting into candles, but it does feel really good. The energies feel really good when you have a quality candle. Just saying. Mostly what I found, when you're carving into the candle, it just doesn't carve very well. When they're cheap, they break, and very, very easily. That's the most of the reason why. But the other half of the reason why is just they just feel, you can feel the energy when they're burning, you know, just have that kind of energy to them. So this is a beeswax candle. I get candles from online from a place called the Big Dipper. They're a candle place based, I think, in Seattle. They have amazing, well-made candles. But actually, I got this one. It's just a different beeswax candle on Amazon, and I wanted to play with it because it is thinner, as you can see, and it wraps around. You see that? And it has these grids in them, and it kind of holds the glitter, which I'm going to show you that I'm going to be doing soon. Pretty cool. And it was just, I don't know, I liked it. I wanted to experiment with it. They're a little less expensive, so you might want to try these too if you want. Okay, so what I like to do, this is an oil. This is actually coconut oil that's been infused. It smells really good. It's by Odin's Daughter. You can follow her on Instagram. And she does like such a great job. She does her own candles and such, and I asked her, could I put this on candles? And yes. I like to take the candle and I like to cover it in oil. Honestly, if you just have olive oil, you can use just olive oil. If you just have lavender oil, you can just use lavender oil. You don't have to use these kind of, you know, she's a witch and she puts her energy into these and all that, but I'm telling you, you can take olive oil and do the same thing. And there's two reasons why I do this, because it is encasing it. And by the way, this candle is for someone who got a candle from me, who I know is close to me. I used to do candles more, and so I was like, okay, I'll do it for you, and they don't mind because I'm not going to mention their name. So yeah, if you take the property, this is like coconut oil. I use sometimes olive oil because it's kind of like an old energy, you know, from that time. And you just can just rub it all around and get it nice and saturated as much as possible. Not soaking though, you know, not soaking. As you can see, I'm not soaking it. I'm just, and you're kind of pushing the energy. So if you could see, I'm trying to push the energy. I also breathe onto the top of the candle and breathe energy into it. And when I flip around, I'll show you what I mean by how I do that. It smells really good. It smells really good. I should put her link on my at the bottom. The other thing I do, so hold on one second, I'm going to grab this, is I do like to go ahead and get, you know, my trusty incense, and I drop a few pieces of my incense. This is Gloria that you can get at Soul Niche. I've mentioned her before, and you see it smokes up. And let me tell you, if you guys were in this presence, the smell and between this oil and so I want you guys to see, sorry you're not seeing, this oil and this incense is just amazing. Oops, I'm trying to get a better view. So if you can see, there you go. So I'm putting the smoke on, I'm cleansing the candle basically. Let me get a better view for you. Hold on guys, sorry about that. This is new, I'm using a new way of doing this, so there you go. So if you can see that, and it just cleanses it. You can feel it. So this is why the way I do candles, I have to feel it. So I'm just like smoking it up, and I'm putting all of that vibration into the candle. Okay, so there you go. See, letting it run through and this way. And so we'll let that burn there for a little bit, but this is really kind of too hot. So I'm gonna put it back on my altar behind me. And so then again, I'm putting the energy, I'm pushing the energy into, and that's how I see it. So I'm pushing the energy I want to put. This one is to open doors and clear things away. Open doors and clear things away. So you can even repeat that if you want. Open doors and clear things away. I imagine all of the energy from the earth and the cosmos and anything else you work with, and that's why you have to go, is helping me. This is a frankincense, just frankincense, but you can use frankincense and myrrh as well. And I'm going to wrap that around here as well. And again, I'm doing the same thing. And like I said, you can do the same thing for a small candle. You don't have to only use a big candle. I'm not going to carve this candle and dress it because it'll just take too, it's not necessary. I think you guys get the idea, but I do like the idea of putting the oils on there. All right, so I use, this is just like a, literally a, this is just a sewer stick. Like, I find that they work quite well. You can use a quill. I used to use a quill actually, or you can even use, I even have like a little sword that's a metal sword. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start carving. So when I carve, as you can see, I'm just carving. There's certain things I carve which I'm not going to say, and like I said, my artwork not top notch, but I already know what I want to put into it, so I do everything intuitively. So I kind of hear, this is what's needed, this is what needs to happen, you know, and that's how I do it. Some people put the people's name and the birth date and all that stuff. I always do a circle on the top of the candle because I'm seeing that as a protection. Sometimes I add rays of sun, sometimes I put moon, it depends, but I always do the circle. And you see it carves really nice. This is as above as below protection. And the other things I think I'll keep private for that person. And I just start carving, and as I'm carving, I'm kind of getting into the space and pushing the energy. And already the candle's getting kind of soft, which is perfect because you want it soft and plowable to do what you want to do. So I'm carving what I feel being called to. So that's how I do it. And so to me, it's what's in the candle underneath, which I'm going to show you what I do with the, and sorry, I'm getting into it, as you can see, with the glitter. So I really want to kind of put this protective circle deep in this. It's just what I'm feeling. So I do breathe into it and push the energy in. Okay, so if we were doing like swipe next, and we it would be going to the next thing. I'm going to make room over here for this. This is my favorite part. These are my glitter. I like to use fine glitter. Dylan has asked me, how do you get the glitter so even? I waste a ton of glitter. That is how. Because which is probably why he couldn't do it, because he does so many candles, it would take up a lot of glitter. So the way I do it is I take this little box you see, and I'm going to use gold, and I tap it. Oops, you can't see what I'm doing. This isn't gonna work. So I usually let it catch in this box, but it's not gonna work on camera for that. It's not having a good effect. So I tap it, as you can see, and tap it, and it sticks. And you can eat, and I kind of tap it out and I press it down. After I do this candle, I will lay it on my altar before I give it to the person. So gold, to me, it's the different colors represent different energy, and gold is protection. And then I'm going to do purple, because I also do this intuitively, and I'm not sure, I think this one doesn't have a good, this is kind of like a cold rip blue, and this again, and so you see I turn it, so you see how much I'm wasting. A lot of glitter, wasting a lot of glitter, as you can see. So the cold rip blue to me is a light of cleansing the spirit. This is cleansing the spirit. That's what this is to me. That's what I feel called on to. And then I like to layer them. This is just how I like to do it. Again, you should take everything and adapt it to your own thing. And purple, I'm going to do a lot of purple for opening up the site and cleansing things away. Opening up the site is kind of trying to give the person, I'm doing this for some clarity and removing doubt. Now you see how much glitter is there. Usually it falls into my box. Believe me, there's a lot of glitter always around. And then I'm going to actually end it with gold. It's just what I'm feeling. I'm going to end it with gold at the bottom, and I'm going to layer gold at the bottom. So here we go with the gold at the bottom, as you can see. And again, I just turn it, and because of the oils and because I got it a little bit warm from it, it sticks. And so there you go. You can see it. I will obviously give you a better picture when I end this video in a minute. So this is basically it, guys. This is it. I may take a little bit more time that I'm showing you here as far as pushing energy and the oil. You can also put your candle on the altar. Sorry about that. That's why I had juice. And then start this process if you want. So you can do that as well. And yeah, you can get these at Michael's or any place that sells glitter. And that's how I do it. Lastly, I'm going to show you and move the glitter out of the way when I send these. And if you want to send them to someone, I like to put them in cigar boxes. Here's a cigar box, and I think I'll show you this in, let me flip over. Okay, so I like to do cigar boxes because cigar boxes and cigars, this was again an intuitive thing. And then I realized, oh, this is very Native American. Tobacco is energy and things like this. I used to send them in with these type of kind of awesome, they come in all different visuals, and the matches are long, because when you light a candle with real fire, it does feel better. Oops, this is coming out. It does actually have a cool energy. I love that idea of that, but you don't have to. So let's say you wanted to make this for someone and send it, and I put it in here like this. And obviously I don't want to push this one completely down yet, but I would put it all the way down and put this in here, and it slides like this. Sorry, is it gonna slide for me? And then there you go. And this box I picked myself, because look at that. Come on, is that not perfect? And when they open it up, which I may not be able to get it open for you guys because my hands are filled with oil, but you get the picture. You can get cigar boxes if you go to a cigarette shop. If you go to a smoke shop, they sell them for like $1 each. I used to get like stacks of them. So totally can do that. And even if you want to do it for yourself, if you're kind of like, oh, I kind of like this idea and I want to do a candle and kind of let it sit in the cigar box, or you want to store your I actually, this is a cigar box that is where my glitter goes. you want to store your kind of magical properties in your cigar box and your oils and things, you can do it that way. Like I said, but if you're doing it for someone, you can also do it that way. And yeah, so when the person opens it, it kind of has a really pretty imagery. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much. I know you guys wanted me to do something on talking to spirits at holidays. That will be the next video next week. Enjoy your week. I hope you guys enjoy your holidays, and thank you for all the support, so you guys can have a better like finished view of the candle. Here you go. Here it is. Okay? Awesome. Follow yourself. Follow no one. Look for me and Dylan's next podcast on The Witch and the Medium, and you can follow me on Instagram and such, and see you soon.